A pilgrimage is fundamentally to subdue the sense of who you are, is to become nothing in the process of just walking and climbing and subjecting yourself to various odorous processes of nature. So always these places of pilgrimage in the ancient past were always located in such places where a person has to go through a certain amount of physical, mental and every kind of hardship to get there, so that in the process he becomes less than who he thinks he is right now. It's a phenomenal amount of mystical work has happened in this part of the world. We're in the land of mysticism. Nepal is, at least at one time, was wholly dedicated to the mystical aspect of life. This is an experiment where they tried to make the whole nation into a tantric body. They tried to use the whole geography of the land to create like a body with all the chakras established. Certain parts of India, 5, 6, 7,000 years ago, this kind of thing was there, that the whole nation, the whole land, the whole continent was dedicated to inner well-being of the human being. But later on, things took on and the external well-being became more significant than the inner well-being. But in the recent past, not probably, it is that Tibet is the only place where a whole nation was dedicated to inner well-being of a human being. 1 in every 6 men in Tibet were monks. That means about 15 or 16% of the population were monks. Kailash has been known as a forbidden city, as nobody other than the initiated were allowed into the city, because it has been a history of such vibrant, alive spiritual process, and no holds barred spiritual process, that they did not want the uninitiated to come in and make the wrong conclusions about them. But being there today at the Potala Palace, if I look at it from the perspective, giants like Patanjali or Agastya Muni or Shiva himself, let's say some truly great scientists were doing something very big, let's say space technology or nuclear technology, and a few children who are not supposed to take anything from there. They picked up bits and pieces here, there, everything, and they somehow put it together like toys. They were only trying to make toys, but they ended up with a spacecraft. That is how the Tibetan Buddhism looks to me. That is the beauty of it. That is the simplicity of it. At the same time, that is its frailty also.
This whole universe is Shiva. Why do we come to this particular place to just see him?
Right now, you think everywhere there is Shiva, and it didn't work, isn't it? It's not worked. If it happened experientially, it would have worked miraculously. But it's somebody else's idea. Somebody said everywhere there is Shiva. You picked up that idea, it didn't work for you. So one possibility, one dose, which could have worked wonderfully, has been wasted. So the next dose should not be revealed to you, it must be injected. Otherwise it won't work. Everything will go waste. That's why I keep on saying, never read any spiritual books, because all the possibilities you will destroy intellectually. Any one of them could have worked for you if it was given to you at the right moment in the right way. But because you think you know everything, nothing works.
Last time when I came and saw the highway being laid, my heart sank, because all the beauty that you're seeing around you may not exist for too long. Because the place is so rich with mineral resource. All the beautiful hills and mountains that you're seeing around you, their lifespan may be another 15–20 years. Because they'll all be dug up very soon.
When you learn to keep your own ideas and emotions and thoughts and opinions aside and do what is needed in the world, that is a spiritual process. For most people, spirituality is just an entertainment, because they only talk about it. If you have at least a moment experienced something that you think is worthwhile, you must pitch your life for it. So if you have any sense in your head, Whatever you feel is worthwhile, don't do what I think. Whatever you feel is truly worthwhile, you pitch your life for that. Otherwise, what's the point living here? This is not just a water body, it's a tremendous phenomena, so we'll set up a certain process. Till then, nobody touch the water, nobody enter the lake. We will set up a certain process so that you'll be receptive to what's happening there. This is not just another body of water, this is something else.
I don't know enough English words to even describe it. I don't know any words to describe it.
It's very emotional. I'm finding it a little hard to speak right now. I don't know. I'm just amazed that I've come here in the presence of Sadhguru. I just can't thank whoever it is I need to thank for this moment.
This is supposed to be one of the last remnants of the Tithys ocean or the sea, which in many ways happens to be the crucible of human evolution on this planet. In this view, lifetimes of spiritual pursuit, I have been to any number of places of enormous power and possibility, but I haven't seen anything like this. This is a place, I don't know if there's another place like this. This is a place where there's a constant traffic of beings and energy forms which are not of this earth. In the past, I have known many situations in my life when I have witnessed these kind of transactions, but not in this volume and this variety. This must have been happening here for I don't know how many million years. Yoga can be transmitted many different levels. One is towards one's physical and mental well-being, or it could be transmitted as a tool for ultimate well-being, or it can be used as a key to open up the mystical dimensions of life. If you know Hindu Puranas and things like that, you would find any number of stories where beings who did not belong to this earth came, the yakshas, the ganas. Since yesterday evening, what I am seeing here, I am willing to believe any damn fib that anybody says because this is bigger than the tallest stories that I've heard. So, I have heard such stories too about 1,000 things came out of Mansarovar, which includes Kalpavruksha, the Kamadhenu,
the Akshaya Patra, all the wonderful things that our mythology has ever spoken about, that may be just a poetic expression for the grand things that are happening here. That may be all the highest things that they could think of, a list of 1,000 things. All the things are here in subtle form. I think it's more a poetic expression of what's happening, because what's happening here is bigger than Airavata. What's happening here is bigger than Kalpavruksha. What's happening here is far more than anybody can imagine, because imagination is limited to what we have seen on the planet and exaggerated. This is not of this planet. This is… damn, that is confusing the hell out of me. Right from my childhood, I have made many trips to many places, wild and wonderful places. But I have to say that Kailash, in terms of its possibility and the immensity of what it is, I had never seen anything like that till now. This whole area, from Far East Asian countries to the Indian subcontinent, to the Central Asian countries including Russia and even in spaces as far as Middle East, in all these places, Kailash has been held as a very sacred space for centuries.
The first time that you saw Kailash, that's the southern face. That is Agastya's. The Agastya Muni deposited his work into the southern face. Everything that you learn as Isha Yoga is just a small part of his work.
This form has been so immense, and no wonder so many glorious beings chose to invest all that they knew into this outcrop of black granite. All that one is looking for, either spiritually, mystically, and I would go ahead and say even scientifically, seems to be invested there. For ages, I really do not know how far the written history talks about this, but the yogic lore talks about 25 to 30,000 years ago. People were still, even at that time, people were going to Kailash, and probably the written history talks about 3,000 or 4,000 years.
Everybody, let's move!
Slowly, the power of this place, the immensity of this place, the knowledge of this place, that's what is most intriguing and overwhelming for me, the knowledge of the place. How it got invested there and how it retained it in a very live, reverberating way. Attracted every religion in this part of the world. The Jains claim it is theirs, the Buddhists claim it is theirs, the Bon religion claims it is theirs. doesn't belong to anybody. This is a treasure house for the world. This is not about belonging to this sect or that sect. This is a true treasure house.
The idea of giving you a glimpse of something is so that you'll have the sense to work for it, create the necessary strength and system within you where you can receive and experience and live in ways that human beings have not even imagined.
This pilgrimage to Mansarovar and Kailash, I am not in an inner state where I need to do any pilgrimage, but still it's been astounding for me. It's been absolutely astounding for me in terms of experience. My effort to say something about what's Kailash seems ridiculous to me because I know before I utter the word it is meaningless in my mouth. I really don't wish to say anything. All I can say is whatever temples and places and whatever that may be there in the world. I have been to many truly sacred places. I have been to many truly powerful places. I have seen many powerful beings. When I bow down to them, I am genuine, but I bow down to them a little less than I would bow down to my Guru, always. It doesn't matter whether it's Kedar or this or Gautam Buddha, whoever comes in front of me, I bow down to them genuinely, but just little bit less than what I would bow down to my Guru. When I bow down to Kailash, I bow down to him the same way I would bow down to my Guru. Never before I have done that in my whole life. That's all I can say. I have not done that to anything or anybody in my whole life. I always kept a little bit extra. But this once when I bowed down, I really bowed down as I do to him.